Hey, Ann, what's up?
Hi, Dr. John. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course. What's happening?
So, my husband has a problem with overspending. And I'm.
Is this my wife?
No.
I feel like this is the
it's been a
cosmos
problem
making this call. All right, go ahead.
a long time. Well, I'm to the point where I'm thinking about taking him off of our joint account.
Oh, so he overspends.
He overspends, and pulls money from different pools that we have money set aside from. And I just think that it's getting to the point that he can't put those funds back in. And I'm just looking for some other ideas potentially to handle this rather than taking him off, because I just feel like it seems a little extreme to cut him off those accounts, especially because I want us to have joint financials. I want us to work together on it. And I feel by me removing him from everything it seems really controlling, and take a little over the top. And I've made the comment to him before that, if he doesn't stop, that could happen, but making a statement like something could happen and actually doing it are two different things. So, do we have any other ideas?
Yeah, I tell me I'm wrong, okay? I would love to be wrong about what I'm about to say, okay? There's a particular cadence in the way you talk where you start talking and your body starts to feel and acknowledge the reality of what you're saying because you know it to be true. It's your lived experience. It's the world you inhabit. And then really quickly, without even thinking about it, because you've been gaslit for so long, it's all going to be okay. And then it's going to be fine. And then as we talk about it, it's like this guy is going to bankrupt our family and I'm scared to death. But I don't want to be too controlled. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now,
I do.
I want you to take all you have been really kind for probably your whole life. You have been a fixer and no, it's going to be okay. It'll be okay for a long time. And I'm reading a lot into a cadence, but it's a very particular cadence that I don't hear very often. Tell me I'm crazy.
No, I fix things for everybody.
Okay. You always have.
I do.
I want you to sit in how uncomfortable the truth of this is. Tell me how bad it is. Don't defend him. Don't protect him. Tell me how scared you actually are.
That one day he's just going to wipe out all of our money and we're not going to have any funds and we're not going to be able to pay for anything.
All right. Is that an anxious response or give me some data to back that up? How does he spend money? What is he buying?
So he has a separate account that's completely separate from our other accounts that we put funds into every month. And I've always said that that's his account. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Why does he have his own separate special account that's just for him and not for the family?
Because he doesn't want me knowing what he spends his money on.
Yeah, that's bullcrap. That's what that tells you all you need to know about the state of your marriage, Ann. And you know that. You know that. Why would he? What does he have to keep from you?
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want me to know how much he's spending on certain stuff.
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe I will think that because I don't really drink and he likes to drink, and I think that maybe he'll think that he's spending too much money there, and I'll tell him he needs to stop it. That he can't do some of the things that he wants to do.
Do you hear what you're saying?
But I guess I'm saying I'm saying those things anyway, that he can't do them because he can't afford them anyway.
I know, but he's stealing from his family to fund his alcohol. He's stealing from his family to fund his little boy trips.
Yeah.
I know without a shadow of a doubt that if I buy a piece of guitar equipment, my wife cannot, in the depths of her soul, understand it. Cannot wrap her head around it. And yet, she trusts me We talk about our money. I'm not just buying things in a vacuum, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What does your husband say when you've had this conversation with him before?
His thing is like, this is we've been doing this for a long time, and like that it shouldn't be a problem. And keep reminding him that it is a problem because he keeps overspending. And we've done some other things. He's had some other issues in the past,
Like
he
what?
took out some credit cards, and I cleaned all those up. And so then I put this when I did this felt like it was a little much. So his credit is frozen, but he doesn't have a code to unfreeze it. Only I do.
No, here's why it's not too much, because you are his mother and he is your child. He has been for a long time. And so you have to create very maternal boundaries because he acts like a little boy. Period. And you know this, Ann.
I know that it's like, I know that especially like when it comes to finances, it feels like I'm parenting him along the way.
You are.
Yeah.
So in my world, I call this financial infidelity. And I'll tell you. Number one, I have zero trust to a guy that looks at his wife and says, I'm going to have a separate account because I don't want you knowing what I'm spending it on. Now, I've got friends and their spouses have separate accounts. They trust each other, but it's not like you can't see in that account. Like everybody knows everything. It's just a matter of that's how they choose to run their house. And I give them a hard time about it because I think that's stupid. And then the data backs me up on that too, by the way. But that some people just choose to do it that way, and that's fine. They think I'm stupid for sharing an account with my wife. That's fine. We can argue about that over dinner. But if somebody says, hey, I'm going to have this separate life that you can never see, my first question is, what are you hiding from the mother of your children? What are you hiding from the woman who said, I do? You said I do too, and I will defend and protect you for the rest of your life till death do us part. I will love and honor you. What yours is yours, and what's mine is ours, and I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
It's not very interesting.
I should be having a conversation with him, being more about like, why do you have to have this separate account, and what are you like? We really need to talk about what you're spending your money on.
No, because here's why. I know there's something else. What else is there? This kind of behavior doesn't happen in a vacuum.
Well, we've talked about this before too, because like his thing is, it's not a big deal. Like he always says, it's not a big deal. Like when he racked up the credit card debt, like his first response. So we grew up in very different situations. His parents had a lot more money than my parents ever did, and so when it came time to settle, when I found out about the credit card and said we were going to work through it, he was more like, I'll just call my mom and she'll give us the money.
Oh my gosh.
And yes, we have a big problem with that. It's a constant thing where like he gets into a pinch and his mom will just write him a check and cover it. And I've talked to her about this too, about not telling him yes all the time, that he needs to be able to save up for the things that he wants, but he needs to be able to say no to himself a little bit. But she just can't seem to say no to him either.
Nobody's ever said no to him in his life. And that means he doesn't have a psychology for the word no. You might as well just be standing next to him bashing a cymbal with a stick. He has your words don't make sense to him. They don't compute in his head neurologically because he's never had to face the consequence.
That's very true.
And so, in this moment, I have a rule. I only speak if I think somebody can hear me. And he can't hear you. You've tried. or he can hear you and he's looked at you and said, I really don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think makes you safe. I don't care what you think is a big deal. I don't care what you think would bring us closer together as a couple. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. You don't get to know what it is, and my mommy will bail me out. Or I'll just steal it from our joint account from you and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
And so, if
I
you
feel
were
like
my
that's like the narrative of my life.
if you were my sister,
Like constantly.
if you were my close friends who are married women, I would tell you it's time for you to get your own checking account that is just yours. Do you make the majority of the money in the house, or does he?
I do.
Go figure, right?
I guess, surprise.
The adult in there, the single parent, which you are. And when he decides to stop hiding separate accounts and to have a joint account and to then sit down every week and go over a budget together and co-create a life together like adults, then we'll talk. But until then, you're not going to continue to fund this imaginary misbehavior because he's drinking himself to death, or he's seeing a bunch of other people, a bunch of other women on the side, but you don't know. Or he's day trading or just digging hole after hole. Who knows? Sports betting. Who knows what he's doing? You know why? Because he's created a secret life that you can't see. And that's not how marriage works.
Okay.
I'm trying to empower you, not beat you down. I want you to stand tall.
No. Well, and like I've tried to get him to go to counseling in the past.
Listen, he has never experienced a consequence.
I know.
So you try to get him to go to counseling. He knows if he doesn't go, nothing changes.
Okay.
I've tried to get him to do this. He knows I don't even need a credit score. I'll just call my mom. Right? Like none of these normal things matter to him.
Yeah.
Most importantly, your heart doesn't matter. And until he has to experience, as my friend Henry Cloud says, until he gets some problems in his life, he'll never change. And I won't blame him. I wouldn't change. I mean, why would you change? If you were never taught character and integrity and consequences, it would sound like someone's just yelling at you in a foreign language. And you, who've grown up making sure everybody's okay your whole life, just fell right into this role. And I want more for you in this life.
So what do I do from here?
I think you get very clear. Are you talking to somebody, a professional?
I was for a little while because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, of course, because your body knows you're not safe. Yeah, it's been trying to get your attention for a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
Yes. If you have a close, trusted friend, that would be great, that you can be completely 100% honest and not try to protect everybody and defend everybody, and you end up as the bad guy in this deal, because I don't think you are. If you don't have that person, I understand, or you don't feel safe with somebody, I understand, but you got to get with somebody and have the conversation, and what you have to decide is, here's going to be my boundaries when it comes to the money coming in. Because I have somebody over here who's bankrupting our family, doing God knows what.
Well, I've talked to my sister. My sisters and I are really close, but unfortunately they're not always the most helpful.
Of course they're not.
My sister just tells me that he needs to leave.
And it may be time that you listen to your sister.
There's so many other great things about him.
I know.
Oh.
I know. It's both and. And I hear this especially from women who are physically abused. It's only when he gets angry. All the other times, he's hilarious and he's amazing. He's a good provider and all that. It's just when he gets mad or just when he drinks, and then I have to go to the hospital. And that's why, if you're safe, are you safe now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's never made me feel unsafe.
Okay. So I think it's it's worth a conversation. I can't live like this anymore. Where we both have a mother and it's your mother, and where you are disinterested in us being together. So here is what I need. Are you in? And I'm going to ask you to don't say it's a big deal because it might not be to you, but it's a big deal to me.
Okay.
And I want to close all the accounts. And you can see on his credit report where his accounts are. I want to close all the accounts. I want to have one account. I want to have one budget. And we're not going to have secret spending and secret accounts. We're going to discuss what we buy what we're spending money on. And yes, if my husband's drinking too much, I'm going to say, I'm worried about your health. That's what friends do for each other. That's what loved ones do for one another. And if you're seeing somebody else with your secret money, that's going to come out. And if you're caught in addictions of some sort and with this other secret account, then it's going to come out. But all of this begins with you, Anne, believing that you're worth something more than this. That your body has been trying to get your attention for years. We're not okay. We're not safe. 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 And you're thinking, yeah, I know, but he's so nice. He is funny. Your body's saying, okay, we get it, but not safe. And I'll tell you this, conflict deferred is conflict amplified. The longer you go without saying something, the crazier this thing gets. It won't just go away. My hope is that you'll sit with somebody, map out, here's what I need and here's what I want inside my own house. And then terrifyingly, vulnerably, you sit across the table from your husband and you say, this is what I have to have. Are you in? And he might look at you and say, nope. Going back to my mommy's house. And that will tell you all you need to know about the status of your marriage. Hopefully he looks at you and goes, I don't even know how to get there, but I'm in because I love you. I love our kids. I love our life. I'm in. That's my hope and prayer for you, Ann. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you a copy of Building a Non-Anxious Life as my gift. Read that book start to finish, and it will give you a roadmap that you can possibly use with him, that y'all can build a whole different kind of marriage. Whew. What are you thinking about you, Ann?